In this episode, I show you how I took this horrible slab and turned it into this beautiful deck. And then I also added a second floor deck as well. And the house is looking magnificent. But before I do any of that, we have to figure out the design. This is the house, this is the deck. I'm going to add a nice little cutoff, something different. Then I'm going to add a second floor deck for the master suite. And then maybe a mini pergola between. But before I do that, I've got to measure everything out and make sure everything's nice and square and where it should be. And now it's time to dig lots of holes. Now that my holes are dug and my sonotubes are in place, to make sure that they're all exactly where they should be. And it's time to add the concrete. I've already installed the ledger board against the house. It's flashing underneath of it and flashing on top, and now it's time to bolt it into the house. Normally when I do a deck like this back in Boston, I have help, but on my own it's a little more difficult, so I have to get a bit creative. I finished installing a couple other beams and put the front support. And now I'm starting to see the deck come to shape. And now I start to install the joists. Don't forget those all-important joist hangers. Now that everything's in place, it's time to add the decking. Really coming along now.
Problem is that door right there has got, I don't know what they are, hornets, bees, whatever, something that wants to kill me. So I'm gonna open the door and hopefully let them out, and I won't bother them, they won't bother me, hopefully. I just don't want to get stung. So I've jerry-rigged a piece of wire on the door handle, and I'm gonna go on the ladder, pull it, tie it off, and hopefully they say, hey, it's so pretty out today, I'm gonna go away and not sting Greg.
Now that the killer bees have gone, it's time to get back to business. I add some handrails on the top, finish it up really nicely. Now it's time to the main deck, the main living area. But before I can do that, I decided to take a couple of minutes and spray the rest of the house. My footings for this deck are already in place. I sunk them into the concrete instead of putting sonotubes, just because the deck is so low. I don't need to remove the concrete slab, I'm just going to go right over the top of it. Start to lay the deck out and bolt the main ledger board into the house. When you're doing a deck like this, it's always important to make sure that everything goes exactly where it goes. 16 on center. And again, don't forget about those all-important joist hangers. I've decided to do a picture frame on this deck, which basically means you have one piece of wood that goes around the outside like a frame of a picture. It looks really good, it makes the deck look really classy. I'm also going to run the board going the opposite direction to give the deck a bit of style. Install a temporary board, use that as a guide, cut the other pieces of decking nice and straight. I finished installing the rest of the decking and it is really coming together. few more cuts and the deck's nearly done. I installed my mini pergola between the deck and the roof, and that also looks great. It looks amazing, indoor-outdoor living in Oklahoma City.
So I'm still working on the deck, as you can see. Oh, hold up a minute. It's actually done! I've actually done one thing in this whole project. I can't believe it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One thing is done. It looks decktastic.
In this episode of Flip Tips, I want to talk to you about deck functionality. Now, what is deck functionality, you may say? Well, let's take a house and we add a deck. And we mess around with the size. We go longer, we go shorter, we go fatter. And now we've come up with our perfect size deck. But here's the thing. Put a table and a barbecue and a set of stairs, and all of a sudden it changes the shape and maybe the functionality of the deck. So do your homework, string it out, and make sure you end up with the right deck.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, leave me comments, and I'll see you on the flipping road. Thanks.